to Rockin' Country Radio, today's hottest country and more. Well, hello and welcome everyone to Rockin' Country Radio. I'm your host, DJ Delta Dawn, and I'm very, very glad to be here with you on your Wednesday evening. It is Hump Day for many of you, and I know if you are a full-time worker or you work out of the home, you work during the day, then you're coasting downhill. This is where the downhill coast to the weekend starts, and so welcome to Wednesday, right? We're just days away, folks. Just hang in there. We are very, very excited about our show tonight. Our guest is absolutely phenomenal. I was telling her before we went live that the first time I heard her song was when I saw her video for the first time, and I absolutely fell in love with her music, and I knew without a doubt she needed to be on our show so she could be heard. She is phenomenal, as I said. So we want to welcome everyone to our show tonight, and just glad to have you here. I know many of you come back time and again, and it's always glad to have you with us. And if you're brand new to our show, wow, you could not have picked a better first night to be here because our guest tonight, you're just absolutely going to love her. So before I bring her on, I want to give you a little background on who she is. And she actually got an early start on her career when she was 6 years old. And she actually wrote her first original song entitled Higher Than the Mountains. And she later recorded it in Nashville at a studio there. And a Virginia-based nonprofit picked it up. The nonprofit, the Nature Conservancy, I can't say it, I'm sorry, took special notice of the environmentally themed song, and they utilized it as an integral part of their campaign to plant 1 billion trees in the rainforest. Wow. Imagine the impact at that young age she had on writing a song, not knowing that it was going to be picked up by this organization and the impact that it's had, the far-reaching impact, I might add. And but now at 15 years old, she's already accomplished more in her very young life than most people accomplish in a lifetime. She has been doing many things as an accomplished performer. She's entertained audiences at venues such as the Canyon Club, El Portal Theater, Rey Theatre, and the Gibson Museum. And I'm telling you, she has very soulful vocals and a wonderfully magnetic stage presence to be so young. She just really has that it factor, as they say. And Rock and Roll Magazine has said that she would put many veteran frontmen to shame. And I tell you, after seeing her video and hearing her sing, that is so true. She has a great management team, Laura Pallas and the team at Pallas Management Group. They are working with her to get her debut album out. She's been collaborating with leading writers in Nashville and Los Angeles, including Andy Davis, Scott Stepakoff, and Pam Sheyne, and the list goes on and on. I mean, she is really making some strides in Nashville and doing some wonderful things. And her debut release, I Like It Like This, as a country artist, has really taken the country world by storm. Folks are loving this song. It has a catchy, country pop sound to it. It's so relevant to the sound of country music right now. But because she's so young, she is going to have an explosive career in country music. And but before she sang, I have to briefly say that she was into acting, and she was on several well-known television shows, and we'll briefly touch on that. But without further ado, I am so excited to welcome to our show tonight Alexis Wilkins. Hello, Alexis.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm great. And I want to welcome you to our show, and thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it is our pleasure indeed. Now, I just have to ask you out of the gate, when I was kind of going through the intro and talking about you, did it really register at how accomplished you are to be so young? I mean, you've done everything already.
It's kind of funny. It's when I hear it kind of all laid out, it sounds like I'm kind of listening to somebody else's bio and not myself. But I feel like there's still so much that I want to do and so much that I want to write about, and I'm so grateful for the path that I've had, and also the path ahead of me. So I'm excited. I'm really grateful.
Oh, yeah. And as I said, as I was introducing you, you have such a great career ahead of you. I mean, you've already done some amazing things in your career as it is, but now you're embarking on this country music career, and early indications are showing that you're going to have a phenomenal career. I mean, I think it's going to be quite long, and people are going to remember you for a long time to come. And you know, it's just amazing how talented you are. And I just, you know, the thing about it is, for someone to be as young as you are and you've done as much as you have, to some people it would seem like that, you know, what's left for her to do, because it seems like you've covered a lot of bases already. But in the music end of things, there is so much left you can do because of the creative side of things, and you know, all these things that you probably want to do with your music that you have yet to tap into, I'm sure.
Yes, you know, there's a lot for me to explore there. I want to keep evolving as an artist, and I feel like there's so much more for me to discover about my own writing and what I want to sound like, you know, not just next year but 5 years down the line. And I feel like there's so much growth that can happen there, and I'm excited to write about different things and different topics, because I think that there's a song in everything, and I just have to just go find it, and that's what I'm gonna hopefully evolve into finding a song in everything and having that out there.
Well, and I think that's a great idea, because as you know, that music can speak to a person like nothing else can, and it's a universal language, and I think, you know, like you say, there is a song in everything, and putting situations and experiences into music and words really has an impact like nothing else does. And so, and let's talk a little bit about your early beginnings, because, you know, as I was saying in the intro, you know, at the young age of 6 years old, you wrote your first song, and lo and behold, I mean, it was picked up by the Nature Conservancy, and it just kind of took off from there. It took on a life of its own, if you will. What was really the inspiration behind Higher Than the Mountains? Because at 6 years old, I mean, how much can you possibly know? But obviously, that song had a great impact on you to write it, apparently.
It did. It started out with me reading an article in Smithsonian Magazine about these coal fires that were happening in Pennsylvania, and how they had run out of funds to try and fix their problem. And I, reading it, wanted to help immediately. And so I actually asked my parents if we could donate all of our money to that cause. And my parents kind of said, well, you know, we can help, but that we wouldn't have any. And so it was kind of that time in your life where you learned, like, about so kind of about the world. Like, you're 6 and you're realizing that, you know, money exists and all that stuff, and that there are people who need help. And so I was kind of in that stage. And then my mom actually said that, you know, some people will do something that they love to raise awareness and funds for things that mean a lot to them. And so I thought about that, and I went off on my own, and on my little on my little American Girl tape recorder that I had when I was 6. I recorded just a little idea that I had about Higher in the Mountains, and I wrote it. And 3 years later, when I was 9, a producer that we had actually just known heard it and really wanted me to record it, and brought me to Nashville to do that. And that was my first Nashville trip, which was really exciting, especially at 9. It was also so new, and I felt like I was doing something and part of a bigger picture, which was a great feeling all in itself, to be able to do something that I love to help people. And that ended up, like you said, went to the Nature Conservancy, and that's kind of how High in the Mountains had its thing, and Plantabillion and all that. And I'm just really, it's really amazing to see that it's still online doing things, and the Plantabillion project is doing really, really well. And from there, I wrote actually the theme song to a play in the theater company in my town in Arkansas, and I got to work with some really, really great musicians there, and that kind of awakened wanting to write even more, that I could write a song for a play that they did. and I eventually wanted to act and moved to California, and it's kind of all went from there. I kept writing, and that's pretty much how it went.
That is incredibly amazing, and I'm just impressed, though. I mean, I want to back up to the whole rainforest thing for a moment. I mean, the fact that you're 15 years old now, that song is still having an impact all these years later in that campaign of planting 1 billion trees. I mean, that is amazing, Alexis. So kudos to you for pursuing that, and I'm so glad that someone took note and pursued it and took it and ran with it, because it has really helped to make a difference in such a great way. And, I mean, you went on from there, and you've done some amazing things. I mean, you have had an acting career, and you've starred in some pretty well-known series, and both on the Disney Channel and everywhere else, it seems. A lot of people know you from your early career there. And so I'm sure a lot of your fans now are just really stoked that you are moving into this music career. And as you're evolving, from the acting, I have to ask you, is that something that you are going to continue to pursue along with your music, or is music going to be kind of your driving force, focal point for now?
I definitely want to continue to pursue both because I love both, and I will always be writing. I started out writing, and I will continue writing and singing and acting. Because I love both. I feel like they've always been intertwined for me in my life, and so I feel like it can continue being that way, and I love it.
Well, and you're very good at all of it, I must tell you. I mean, I think if you decided to pursue one or the other, if it came down to choosing one, I think you'd succeed in either. I mean, you're just that kind of an actress and a singer and performer, and you're just natural born, and you have it within you. So, I mean, look, at 6 years old, you're writing a song that would take on a life of its own and continue to sustain itself for many years to come, and it will continue probably for decades. And that's one of the things that as you chose music and you started to you were writing more and more, and you said, I've been bitten by the music bug. What made you decide to pursue country music out of all the different genres out there? Because you're gorgeous, you have the acting behind you, you've got those chops. You easily could have pursued a pop career. You've got that it factor ability. So what made you pursue country music?
Well, I grew up listening to country. My parents have always loved country, and I grew up a lot in Arkansas, and so that definitely contributed to it. The first artist that I really had an attachment to, not only them and how they were singing, but what they were singing about, was Martina McBride in God's Will. And anyway, those were my two favorite songs, and I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack was another one that I just loved, and so that kind of started me on that path. And then when I got more into thinking about writing and really getting into what I was doing with it, I really realized that country always had a story, and I think that writing music is writing 3-minute stories. And I think that I had always, I've always loved stories and storytelling, and so for something to be so automatic in a genre, and there's just so much heart in it, I feel like that's just what I really connect to, and I love it. I love it. It's all country music is so genuine, with from the music to the story to everything about it. I really connect to it, and I love it.
And it makes good sense now that you've explained it, because if you think about it, acting kind of, it goes along that same vein as well. You're acting out a story or a play or drama. Everything in the form of acting is a story of sorts, no matter what it is. And you're so true. I mean, country music, personally, I love to watch country music videos, and that was one of the things I loved about your latest video for I Like It Like This, because I love the story aspect of that song, because country music, as you're hearing a song, even if you haven't seen a video, you can visualize in your mind how that's playing out as it's being delivered. And
Right.
And you really can't do that with any other style of music. I mean, there are videos, but sometimes they're relatable. Sometimes they have nothing to do with the song. It just depends on the genre and the artist and the song. But country music really does stay true to itself. And I think it's right now country music, from what I'm seeing from a radio perspective, is the genre to be in, because it's just growing by leaps and bounds, and there's so much talent in Nashville, and artists that, like yourself, that are really going to be the next wave of country music that people are going to know, and they're going to be hearing on mainstream radio, and and that is my belief personally from what I've seen. Let's talk about that awesome song, I Like It Like This. I have to know what your inspiration was behind the song, because this is a much different song than your initial song you wrote. It has nothing to do with the environment. And at 15 years old, I'm thinking, what experiences could she have had already if this has anything to do with her personal experience to write a great song like this?
Thank you. I read a lot, and so I draw a lot off of books and off of movies too. I'll see a movie or be reading a book, and I'll hear the song that I would write to put in that moment. And that's part of where I draw experience. I obviously draw a lot of inspiration from my life, but I Like It Like This actually came from my co-writer Andy Davis. We were in Nashville, and it was a rainy day, and we were talking about how there's a lot of songs that explain how there's something wrong in a relationship or there's an issue. And while those are definitely valid points, I think that when we were talking about it, we were saying, let's just write a song about everything that goes right in a relationship, where there's no conflict in the song, there's no issues, and it's just all happy. And so we started writing it, and the idea is that it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're with this person. That's what it's. You don't have to be in an extraordinary situation to have an amazing time with the person that you're with, because it's more about the amazing person that you're with than the circumstance you're in. And it just kind of went from there. We came up with situations that we felt like are pretty ordinary, but because they're with the person, it just sounds so magical, really.
Yeah.
But that's where it came from, and it's we just want it to be a really, really happy, feel-good song.
Well, it really is, and I mean, you can't help but smile as you're if you watch the video. It's just a fun video. It looked like you had a blast making that video.
I did.
And it was great. I mean, and talk a little bit about the video process, because you're an actress, and I know I talk to a lot of artists who have no acting skills, or they go make these videos and they talk about how it was so different for them because they never had any acting experience. Whereas in your case, that had to be an easy part. But in terms of acting's one thing and making a music video is another. But did you find any difference in the two?
I feel like because I wrote the material for I Like It Like This, I think it's more of a portraying what you've already felt and what you've already written in the video. And I think that acting skills are definitely applicable there. But I think it's a lot has to do with hearing the music that you're singing and writing. And I think that if you're emotionally attached to what you're saying, then it's actually it's very similar, but it's very different. So I think it's a little of both. But yeah, when we were coming up with the video, we just wanted it to be like, when you watch it, you wanted to jump in that screen and be one of the people in it.
Oh yeah.
And it was just kind of coming up with the concept of, and following the idea that you don't have to be doing something in a crazy romantic circumstance, or it doesn't have to be a gorgeous sunset on the ocean. You could just be with the person, and it's perfect where you are in your little bubble of happy. And that may sound corny, but I'm all about that.
Well, even it doesn't matter the age. I think everyone that has experienced what is spoke about in that video, can relate to it. And we've all had that giddy, gushy feeling of being in love, especially first-time love, or when you're young and, you meet that guy or that girl, and you just have all these very positive vibe type feelings going on, and it's just a really good feel good moment. And that video really did conceptualize that very well. And I have to ask you, without giving anything away, I have to ask you about the group of guys in the video, because first of all, and there may be some fans out there that are curious about this, but were those guys your friends, or were they actually cast for the video?
They are my friends, which is what I was going to mention as well. Probably made it a lot easier in the video. We were great friends, and we all just had a real blast filming it, because it was like we're just hanging out. And it was a blast really to film, because they are my friends.
Oh yeah, it definitely shone through. I mean, I thought if you did not know each other, you pulled it off very well. You made it believable as if you did, and but it was just a really cute video, and I so enjoyed it. I've watched it several times since I first uncovered it, and it's just such a cute video, and it's so well done, well produced, and of course a well written song, another great song written by you, of course, and.
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask you, because I know I said early on in the intro that you're working with your production staff and team on your new EP and album rather. And is there kind of a projected timeline of when that's going to be out, when fans can look for that?
No, it's I've been writing, and I'm going to keep writing, and we have some exciting things in the works, but I don't have an exact time frame to give you yet, but I will definitely let everyone know when I do. I'm gonna go with soon.
That's perfect. That's all we need to know. And I can tell you, I'm excited for what's to come from you, because your early material, and this song in particular, anything else that you put out, I can't wait to hear it. I know it's going to be phenomenal, and it's just kind of like one of those suspense things where you just can't wait. It's kind of like the days of old when you were waiting for your favorite artist to put out their next album, and you just were anticipating that so anxiously. And so this is what this feels like for me personally, and I know for many people out there. So it's going to be great. And what else are you working on that you could speak of? I don't want you to talk about anything that you can't talk about just yet, but is there anything that you can let fans know? Like, are you going to be touring anywhere soon, or what's in the works for you?
Well, I just recently opened up for Joe Nichols and Curtis Grimes when I was in Texas, in South Padre Island, for the 4th, which was it was just a blast. I love Texas, and I love Texas crowds, and it was so much fun. And I'm going to keep writing, obviously. I've been going back and forth to Nashville, and I'm going again soon, which I'm really excited, because I love Nashville. I love being there. I love the energy that the town has. And we'll be posting more performance dates soon on my website.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you out on the road. We've got to get you to North Carolina, as we were talking before we went live. It would be great to have you here. Of course, wherever you end up in the state to perform, I will be there, because I want to see your show live. But we're excited. I can't wait for your album to come out, and all the great things that are going to be happening for you as you go forward. And it's just going to be, I have a feeling 2015 is going to be a very, very good year for you, because, 2014 is fastly close. I mean, it's coming to an end. It's like I can't believe we're in August already. So it's going to be exciting to see what
so fast.
I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. But 2015, I think, is going to be very good to you, and you're going to have lots to share and lots of news. So we really look forward to all of that as it unfolds. Well, Alexis, this has been absolutely wonderful. I have had so much fun talking to you, and would love to have you back as you've got new music coming out, especially when that new album is out. We'd love to have you back so we can preview some of that on air live for the fans. And anything we can do to help you, please let us know, because you are awesome, and we can't wait to see what's going to happen next.
Thank you so much. I will definitely be keeping you in the loop about all that, and thank you so much for having me. It's just so great to talk to you.
Oh, likewise. You are a sweetheart. Well, thank you. All the best to you. And we will talk to you again very soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a great evening.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Alexis Wilkins, ladies and gentlemen, she is just a delight, and I could talk to her for hours. And you need to remember the name. If you don't know who she is, you need to get to know her. She is, I'm telling you, at 15 years old, and to have the things going for her at such a young age, she is going to be big in the world of country music. Now, I want to give you her social media information so you can follow her and stay up on everything that happens as it happens. Her website is alexiswilkins.com, and you can also follow her on Twitter at the same, Alexis Wilkins, and then on Facebook it's Alexis Wilkins Music. And of course, her latest single, I Like It Like This, is available for download on iTunes presently. So if you like it, please go there and pick it up, because I have done so, and it's a great single. It's one you'll want in your collection, and it's one that you'll listen to time and time again. And lastly, if you have not checked out the video for the single, go to YouTube when we're done here and watch it. It is awesome. She did a great job, and she has some really cute guys in that video with her. I mean, lucky her, right? She did a great job, and it's just a great video. I won't give anything away. You just need to go watch it. It's really delightful, and they look like they had a blast making that. So check it out, and please support her in all her endeavors so that she can keep doing what she's doing, because she is going to have a phenomenal career ahead. So before we wrap this evening, I do want to feature her latest single, I Like It Like This, for all of you. And again, if you like it, please go buy it, because she is doing some great things, and this is only the beginning. And so that is actually going to wrap our show for this evening. But as we close, we will play her latest single. And I want to let everyone know that we will be back here tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, with another special guest. So you'll want to tune in for that. But in the meantime, thank you so much for being here this evening. And thanks. Many, many thanks to Alexis Wilkins for being our special guest. For Rockin' Country Radio, I'm your host, DJ Delta Dawn, signing off, wishing you all a wonderful evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow night. Take care, good night, and God bless.
We don't care if it rains or shines. We don't care if we're stuck inside. All we need is a movie or two on a blanket with you in a day with nothing to do. We don't need to have fine dining. Even takeout will be just fine tonight. It's all we need. We'll set up a restaurant in the living room, staring across the candlelight at you and me. We could be
Radio on the web. Find us at rockincountryradio.com, on Twitter at rockin_CTRY, and on Facebook at Rockin' Country Radio.